Lord of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. Beyond sight. Beyond sight.
Like this.
Yo, it's been a minute, almost like fucking 3 weeks or 4 weeks, but we back at Sight Beyond Sight. Not to me. One, we got this guy. It's the first time you actually see the Beast Titan in person. His voice is in the background because he's scared to be on camera.
Sultry, sexy voice.
So-
I'm Parks in this
Yeah,
goddamn
that's
podcast.
him trying to talk over me.
Oh shit.
Because
Oh, is that not cool?
he's
that not
uncomfortable being on the screen and being emotional and speaking. It's all right.
It's all right because as soon as I get the cue to shut him up, I got
Yeah,
it.
when we have to
Mute me on call.
we already have a mute button for him because
Y'all
like,
probably
once
gonna
again,
need it because
we call him the Beast Titan. He's a wild
Just
animal.
keep-
We never know what's gonna happen.
Oh shit.
But let's get right into it. It's already know. It's me, your boy, Andrew, co-host Nick, and we
Am I
have
still
the
muted?
Beast Titan with us, and he's just gonna be back there being uncomfortable and
I'm just
awkward as
gonna
fuck.
throw in some jabs every once in a while from the back.
He's going to try to, not
Oh,
realizing
I mean,
that his mic is already
this-
muted. the whole
Is it
time
really
he's
still?
talking.
So y'all can't even pick me up on your cheap ass equipment.
Yeah,
Y'all gotta be able to pick me up on your mics.
we cut you
I know
off.
it carries.
Nope, that's
He's
not
like
the
the-
point.
It
He's
don't
gonna
carry
start
over.
One,
screaming
Your,
out.
your voice don't have enough bass.
your voice don't have
Two.
enough bass. I thought we covered this at the beginning of the show.
Why? So my voice is because we cousins too.
Your voice is, and you got the stutters. The fuck you host a podcast with the stutters? Get the fuck out of here.
This nigga, he's just trying to connect
Oh,
everything to
man.
bloodline now. You would think he's Roman Reigns with those shit. Like, he's Vin Diesel on this shit. We family, nigga.
Yo,
If you have this, I have this, nigga. We family.
Family. Cause family.
I
Damn
can
it, 'cause
imagine him
family.
coming on with like a mask next time. Like I do this.
Oh, I would definitely do the Bane shit.
Yeah.
That's how we'll rip
I
on
could
you.
definitely see that, and I will have
Fuck
fun
DC.
making fun of you for that whole time. It will be awesome.
If it would be
But
good if the
yes.
Bane had the voice modulator, that should have been
Oh,
I
that.
can't do that accent.
Well, however you did the muzzle ass voice that he did, the South Park did it great.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the characters did
Yeah,
it.
that shit was fucking hilarious. All right. But we are here. We're gonna talk about random ass shit like we normally do. So we're gonna get a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of Marvel comic shit, DC shit. We got music actually
Yes.
for the first time in a minute
Yeah.
to actually talk about something that matters. And then
Comics matter, motherfucker.
No, they don't.
Oh,
To your
you
8
know?
subscribers,
All right,
they do. That's about
was-
it.
That was my
Am I still
drunk-
muted?
my drunk sidekick thing. I really didn't say that. I really thought about that. Something that matters. All right,
Your whole
something
gist of your
else that
podcast?
matters besides the comic books and da. That would have been a better way to say it. But yeah, so we're gonna get all into that shit. If I have no guidance into what we're opening with, so if Nick wants to open with what,
well,
we can
One
go
of you
from there.
fucking
All right,
B mics
all right.
just throw it up in the air.
I feel like
Yeah.
the big thing would be the later on would be the Royce
Yeah, we can do
5'9"
that.
and do
now.
that
Royce
later
is-
Yeah, we can
because
do
I
that
feel
now.
like that's the all
That's gonna be the
encompassing thing.
big, yeah, definitely.
Sure.
But if we want to talk about something real quick, like we'll
Because
do the Loki thing
we
first.
can start slow. We could start
Yeah.
with the Loki to Black Widow to then.
Oh
move
yeah,
from
you
there.
watched
Yeah.
Black Widow with us. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so we'll start off with Loki.
I'm a
You
nerd,
didn't
too.
watch it. Beast Titan didn't watch it, but just to get it because it's over. It's been over for like a week or so now, and we haven't got it to you. But yeah, that was good. Like I don't know if you guys seen the synchronization of the last episode of WandaVision with the last episode of Loki with the whole
But do you think that's fully accurate? I like the whole aspect of it. I thought it was cool. It did intrigue me. But at the same time, I was like, is this really just like a super fan, like knowing how to break down, like edit?
it's
timing of
it's
it?
the exact same time.
How do you figure?
They linked it up. It's the exact same
Like
time.
same time
where
on the
on
show.
to seconds, minutes, the exact same time. It goes from when Wanda's doing her thing, when
Yeah.
she's making the rune, that whole sequence, and then they even explain how he like when he drops the pencil or whatever on the
Okay.
table, it was for him to figure out like, okay, we've reached the threshold now. I don't know what the hell's going
Yeah,
on.
because that's what he basically says. Yeah.
So that broke that down. Like it was to the second. Marvel doesn't do things just to do things.
They don't.
They
no.
do it for a purpose. So
But it was so like convenient. Like it didn't happen right away, which was cool.
yeah,
It took a week almost. Like you let Black Widow come out and all of that, and then boom, after that we get this edit breakdown, which made it work because like I brought up to you one day, I was saying like, oh, like they actually have the timeline on the Disney Plus app, so you know how to watch it in unison
yeah,
to understand everything. But I was saying that in the aspect because I was actually surprised because I was wrong. I didn't think about it until after I really looked into it. I was like, Loki is before then Wanda and then everything, and that's when the WandaVision, like that edit thing came out. And I was like, all right, I have to just accept what it is. But it's so random to have it, but it's a great thing. Like
Well-
honestly, like when they break it down, like it makes sense now. Like now after seeing like how Loki ended to going into WandaVision, and it's the only thing that kind of throws me off a little bit is the Captain,
Falcon
and-
Soldier.
because
yeah.
it was like, what universe is that technically then?
No,
In what world
there-
are we dealing with then?
Everything besides Loki is in the main. So it's in the main Marvel universe.
All
It's
right.
just that they're saying, like with the Loki thing, just showed the splits
Mhm.
that's gonna be happening in the Spider-Man movie and the Doctor Strange movie and all that. So probably in Ant-Man too, because Kang's gonna be in there. So they're just showing that with the splits. So Falcon Winter Soldier's there, and I think the Falcon Winter Soldier show, they really didn't link it up with anything, except for I think when Hawkeye comes out, you'll see them link more than WandaVision and Loki.
It probably
did.
will, yeah, because then
So-
it could make it easier for the Black Widow, what we'll get into soon.
Yeah,
That like how that end credit hit
yeah,
and why it makes sense for the future of
Yeah.
everything that Disney Plus is doing,
yeah. They're all going to the Young Avengers thing because they
Mhm.
already introduced Mad Young Avengers.
which is fucking awesome. Can't wait. But nah, I really fucked with the Loki. Like I can't front. Like I did get it. Like throughout watching the whole shit when it came down to the timeline shit, and we all know that Kang the Conqueror was gonna be the new main villain.
yeah,
I was already knowing like, all right, it's gonna be something. But I was one of those naive fans where I was just like, they would never put the main villain. Like, you're not gonna put the big surprise on a TV show, like on a show that you don't really get that many views, maybe or whatever. And when it got to that part in the episode, because it's honestly only like 8 minutes or 5 minutes into the first,
yeah,
like the end of the episode, that
yeah,
boom, you see King,
yeah,
and it's like, oh shit, like he's really here. And then I love the way that he wasn't a vicious person. He wasn't like
was
he
no-
came off completely different than you would expect for a villain.
Well, see, this is the awesome
know?
thing that I think the King the Conqueror,
Mhm.
his personality is going to be totally different.
Oh, he's gonna be definitely a dominant.
Yeah,
That's why the end of the episode was so cool, seeing him standing there as a dominant
yeah, figure.
tyrant type thing. Like
Instead of the
this is the
quirky,
TBT
yeah.
is my shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
But if you notice too, he was the voice of the 3 lizard people.
Mhm.
I forgot what they called them, but he was the voice of them. But they never credited him at the end of those episodes.
because they
For
were
that
hiding it. Yeah,
purpose,
they were
yeah.
hiding it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But nah, that's what made it cool. Like I love like I said, y'all done watch this, whoever watch it. I'm a dialogue fan. So if your dialogue is deep and smart, it makes your character and
Yeah.
it makes it make sense. And everything that he did with the back and forth with Loki's, with the both Loki's, it just worked. And then he played like the crazy, like in a way, like you would consider a crazy time traveler, a nigga that is at the end of time and he knows everything. You're gonna be crazy, and then at the same time, you're gonna just be like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
yeah,
And that's what made it so cool, like to see, like, because he was just really like, it don't matter. Like at the
Mm.
end of the day, I just told you, I'm here centuries. Like there's alternate versions of me that are smart as fuck. I gave you a whole breakdown. You want to kill me? All right, I'll see you later.
yeah,
That was my favorite line because he was just like, all right, I'll see you later.
yeah. And he
And that
wanted
was
it.
Yeah,
And he wanted it because he said that like, once you kill me, they're gonna be. It's gonna start this whole war over
Mhm.
again, and you're gonna have a lot of me. So that's what I can't wait to see. Because he could be the introduction to X-Men. He
Yeah,
could be
he-
the
oh,
introduction
everything.
to Fantastic Four. He
Oh yeah.
he has links to all that shit in the comic books.
Fantastic Four is a plus. It has to be Fantastic Four at least. Like if you don't do X-Men, you got to do Fantastic Four because it just makes sense. And
they're
then you can
doing
bring me Doom, and then I could be happy.
They're
And
doing it. I
That's all
I
want.
heard Doom is supposed to be in Black Panther 2. Namor is supposed to be in
Namor is supposed to be in Black Panther too.
nope. Maybe also, but he's debuting in Doctor Strange.
I heard he was debuting in fucking Black Panther.
It was a recent thing that I heard today.
If they changed it, then they changed it.
Yeah. I
That's
don't know
probably
why.
going to be an end credit watch.
Well, you know why? Because they had a group called Defenders. It was Doctor Strange, the Hulk, Namor. Damn, I forgot the other one. Maybe one or two, but they were like they called themselves Defenders, almost like the Netflix show.
yeah.
But
They
they
were
were
just a different
doing like
version.
all this kind of crazy stuff. But going on from that, we'll talk because Chris been quiet. I know he's been itching to talk.
We shut him down.
Yeah.
For
I have no idea of any of the shit that they're speaking of.
So
The best character in the show Loki apparently gets 8 minutes out of what, 2 seasons
Well,
dedicated to him?
because he's the
Is that
main
about right?
villain in the movies
Yeah.
coming up.
So they gave him 8 minutes to
Yes,
introduce him
because why?
and just tease
Yes.
the fuck out of all you nerds.
Why wouldn't
Yes.
They
you?
just fucking tinkled your
That's the
tickle your
best way
tape,
to
goddamn
do
it,
it.
and just fucking.
Like, nigga, if
That's-
you really want to break it down,
I mean, I understand the logic behind it. I just think it's fucked up. Like I've
It's not.
dedicated.
You're just a
Like, you
person
just Game
that
of Thrones
you
me.
want
Like, you
every-
might as well-
fuck,
you
don't
just gave me
ever,
fucking-
ever in your life.
You just gave me
compare
fucking 7
Marvel to
seasons
Game
of
of
gold,
Thrones.
and then
Don't
fucking
ever
just
do-
fucking
mute
jerked
him,
me on
mute him,
season
mute
8.
him, mute him.
All right,
You don't-
listen.
You don't-
listen.
You don't compare
I just
Marvel
think
to
it's a
Game
little
of
fucked
Thrones.
up.
Don't
Ever.
do that. Wait. I'll give you the breakdown.
Look,
'Cause
look,
he
this-
hates Game of Thrones. I don't, but I hated the last season. Like,
Well, everybody hated it. It's
But-
universally hated.
but
the last
what-
Fucking trash the whole show.
but I'm gonna say to Marvel's point and to your point, right? What kept Game of Thrones popping? It was the
The fucking winter coming for
whole.
the 7 seasons. The dragons are coming for
You
fucking
literally
3
waited
or 4 seasons.
for
Yeah,
a
you
nigga
waited
not
for.
to do shit for a bitch
Yeah.
to do a Superman jump
100%
like she's
right.
in Space Jam.
But you would
and then
actually
catch the shit like
see-
she went to Soldier.
You would actually
and
see the
stab him.
shit throughout the
That
series.
show is trash. I watched that last episode with this nigga waiting for the hype and see nothing. Nothing.
You couldn't because that last episode was so fucking dark. You couldn't see anything.
Not just that, it was
Trash.
just the
Trash.
whole season was trash. The
Yeah,
last whole season.
It was 100%.
But you can't compare it because, to be honest, Marvel, like I'll say Marvel had its ups and downs with this shit because they always say it like, and this is why I go against DC fans all day because with the whole like with the Snyder cut and all that, it was just
4
kind of like
hours of fuckery.
it's
Ah,
but
it's
it
such
was
a confusing 4 hours
It's
though.
a 4 hours of fuckery
Yeah.
where it made more sense than the cut that they released, but it doesn't make it a theatrical masterpiece.
It's
but it
not.
doesn't but it doesn't
which is
It's
what
not.
which is
Yes,
crazy because
yes.
all the hype behind it made you think,
But it had
oh my
good
god,
scenes.
I'm gonna see fucking
Listen, it had good
Superman
scenes.
coming like Jesus and
Can I-
fucking.
It
push
had
it.
good
Not to
scenes.
cut you
I'll
off,
put it like that.
can you
had
do
good
it in his
scenes.
voice?
Oh, of course.
Can you do it in like a monster voice every time you talk?
I mean, he could. He could sound like Zeke. You might
I
sound.
don't
like
know who
Zeke.
this fucking nerd character is, you bitches. You should have put a couple of cuts on for me. I could have tried to mimic it.
Talk
just
mad
fucking with
slow.
Nah, but no, I do agree with you because it's kind of like we were
You did that
watching it.
really well. I just want you to know.
I fucking love Attack on Titan.
Fucking
It's
because
one of the
family,
best
right?
fucking
Animes ever.
animes that are fucking out
Yeah.
right
You
now.
say enemy?
Anime.
He was talking about
Nah, cause I
Say
fucked
what?
up for a minute. I was like, ah.
Yeah.
nah, but the thing is like, and this is why I like going against DC people is kind of like because that movie doesn't even matter anymore because they're revamping it. They're trying to revamp everything, even though
So
because
the-
like Batman is going to be the guy from Twilight now.
oh, so it's official. Ben Affleck's completely out.
Nigga, the
100%.
movie's already being shot.
But you know what?
I knew that was happening, but I figured maybe there was an off
No.
chance that he was gonna do another
See,
Justice League or something.
This nigga's eating J Lo's
People-
ass and being Batman.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I mean, ain't no bad options there though.
yeah.
Honestly, I would do the same shit.
I mean-
I hate Batman, but I would eat her ass
I-
and then put that cape on.
Facts. Facts.
that's
I
another.
J Lo's ass in the fucking Batman cape.
We're gonna get to that later.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the other things
Facts.
later because I just want to break it down real quick. We're just gonna talk about the nerdy shit.
I'm trying
real
not
quick.
to fuck up your entire fan
No,
base
you're not. You're not.
by throwing up this random
not.
shit while you're.
I'm
let
just trying
y'all
to
rock
explain. Like, we're gonna talk about all
We
her,
got some-
all our
all
nerdy
8
shit.
fans that you
But
got.
then, besides some
There's
music, we're
be
gonna
a
talk about
good,
real life shit.
crazy, conversation coming up soon.
So
All right.
anyway, so that's what I was saying. Getting with the DC fans is just like, yo, you had the difference between Marvel and DC, and that's why I say like I praise Kevin Feige for what he was doing because he's like the overseer of everything. So DC has all their whole thing of characters. Warner Brothers owns them all. Marvel in the 90s split up. They gave Sony
Right.
Spider-Man, they gave Fox X-Men and Fantastic Four, they gave Universal Namor and Hulk, and they
basically
still
sold out the company all over.
Yes. And then they still made a movie. They started out with Iron Man, which nobody really knew on a main scale basis.
Some
Fire
people knew
movie.
Iron Man.
Thor didn't do
It
too good the
depends.
first
And
one.
a lot more people knew Robert Downey Jr. So when they got him
Yeah.
on board,
That
that
was a perfect
a
and
casting.
he was
sell
fucking
than-
tremendous
That's
in
the
that
bigger
movie.
sell
Yes.
than the actual character.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So Marvel,
Especially fresh out of rehab and stuff too.
Yeah.
I feel like progressively got better, but like it was like they're going up, and then maybe a movie or a show, and then they go down a little bit, and then they go straight back up. So it's just kind of like I have faith in it, in that when you say like, oh, you gave me like 8 minutes of a character that's supposed to be the main villain, it's like, yeah, tease me, because fucking in Avengers 1, the end credit scene was Thanos saying, I'll do this myself.
Do it myself.
And then you wait 10 years later to really see him fight. Like,
But
but
when
they
he
let
did,
it
No,
was
but
it was
they-
it was
fucking dope.
epic.
But
Yeah.
It was
but the
epic.
thing is,
And I'm not a nerd, but god damn it, that was a good fucking
they,
movie.
they gave a lot of teasers with the Thanos shit, from the Avengers 1 to Guardians, where you wasn't expecting Ronan to go and interact with him, to see him on
Yeah.
the throne.
And fucking
And,
Sam Jackson
uh,
recruiting the Avengers.
What is it? Age of Ultron is when he says, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
Yeah.
So
Oh no. What was the thing?
no, and
Oh, no,
Avengers,
Avengers
they talk
1.
about death, and he just smiles.
No, he's just talking. Wait a minute. Wait.
It's this nigga talking about death, and then he turns around smiling.
Yeah. That's right.
And then from
And
there,
then Age of Ultron is I'll do it myself.
your
and
nerd knowledge runs deep. It's
Yeah.
fucking. I just want you to
10 years of
want
movies.
to acknowledge that.
And
it's one of my favorite things. Like, I have franchises of movies that I love. Obviously, one is the Rocky franchise. I'm a Rocky fucking fan. I love those movies.
yeah,
But Marvel is right there,
Like,
equal.
20 something.
Like, I'll sit here and I could dead ass
Straight.
be shit faced drunk, and I could give you Rocky 4, Rocky 3. I could tell you.
Did you skip Rocky 5 there? Did you skip
I know Rocky 5. I know too, nigga.
Did you skip
What you gonna
Balboa?
do?
Rocky
Sue me
Balboa was
for
it
what?
called?
And then
Before
what do
Creed?
you- One, Creed doesn't matter. so
Creed
that's
don't
not-
count in your
Creed
series?
does not count. No, Creed
You
doesn't
didn't like
count.
Creed?
It's part of the
I
universe.
didn't say that I don't like.
It's
Creed.
part of the universe.
I
It's
would think
not-
it's a part of the universe.
It's
'cause
not
Rocky's
my-
in the goddamn movie as part of the universe.
It's
Yeah.
not what I consider the Rocky franchise.
Why?
Why?
Because it's not called Rocky. It's
Are we
called
allowed to
Creed.
go off in this little segue here?
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
it's called.
So why the
Creed.
fuck?
It's
yeah.
called Creed. It's not called.
Yes,
Who
Rocky.
the fuck is one of the characters in the goddamn biggest, the beginning factors of the fucking movie franchise?
So what? That
Oh, my
doesn't
bad. I'm
matter.
shouting and
That
shit.
doesn't matter.
Apollo Creed is the main fucking
Why
villain
would
in the
that-
fucking
so
first
what?
movie.
So what? So why does that matter? It's
Because
not
that's
called
how you
Rocky.
tie it into the goddamn movie
Yeah.
You could
Creed.
tie shit
It's-
in.
it's part
but
of the
it's not
universe.
I get that. No, I understand that. I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying I get wrong. I'm not.
It's like you got
arguing it.
Avengers and then you got Black Widow because she's part of the fucking Avengers.
No, I get what you're saying.
How
I'm
the
not
fuck do you
I'm just
differentiate?
saying, from the 5 Rocky movies where Sylvester
first 5.
Stallone, yes.
But you're not
those-
even counting
I
the
don't-
subsequent
like
ones
Balboa,
after.
I
Right.
don't
That's what
believe-
I'm saying.
Like,
So you're only saying your
like that,
the
I'm not
first
saying
5.
because Balboa honestly wasn't bad.
Was that the one where they had that
But he
where
fights
his son
Antonio
was
Tarver.
fighting?
He fights Antonio Tarver.
Right,
so
where his son
basically-
was his trainer though in the corner or something like that. Yeah.
It wasn't bad, and yeah, you could throw that in the universe of those 6 if you want to say the 6. But I'm just going off the
Had
5
that great
that I
speech
grew
in that
up
movie
with.
that Joe Budden
Like-
snipped for Aftermath.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I grew up with
Nobody's gonna get that reference.
those 5.
That would have been a
Like,
perfect segue, but we're about to talk about Black Widow.
I know.
I think he's the only one who got that
yeah,
reference.
because
even out of your audience,
But the
nobody's
thing
getting that.
is, like, I'm looking at the 5. It's the same way like people look at the trilogy of Star Wars, or like
They'll
Okay,
they'll say
that
the
makes a little
original
more
they're
sense.
trilogy.
selective of it.
You're not counting the fucking
Yes,
the other
I don't.
shit,
Really, I'm not saying they're
the
bad
Clone
movies.
Wars or whatever
I,
the fuck else.
I like Creed, but when I think about
Do we do
Rocky, I
refill
think
breaks?
no, you do it for yourself.
You're not even on camera.
Yeah. Like
Just
when
walk
I
over
do a
there.
Rocky, like when I say Rocky, I'm talking about the 5 movies I grew up on. The 5 movies that I fucking could watch at any point in time of my life
Okay,
and be happy watching.
right. That's
Because I
fair.
love those movies. Like that's how I feel. Like Creed, I don't love Creed. Creed is cool. You know what? If you didn't have Stallone in it, I would have never watched you.
That's
And
fair.
that's just being honest.
That's a fact. and I'll submit to
Like-
that because it's not about him as an actor,
Michael B. Jordan
but it was
Who
like
has no personality, no facial expressions.
it's
does always look the same in every
Mhm.
scene.
it's
Be
just
sad.
it's a
Be angry,
recreation.
Be happy.
It's a recreation of the Rocky movie because they try to
'cause
do
they-
that.
It is.
Yes,
It
Because they
is.
try to do the running scene, but instead of running, they have like the
All they
They
do is
try to
writers-
give it more.
modernize it.
Yeah,
Modernize
yeah.
it.
I could get that reference.
so
yeah.
it's kind
And
of
you
like
know what? That's not cooler than watching a nigga wake up, ass crack of dawn, and start running, and then you hit dun, 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 dun,
Right, because I
and
don't
the
even think
niggas
they
just
had
dun,
any
dun,
memorable
dun, dun,
soundtracks like
No,
that.
they didn't.
And
Yes.
like that energy, like yo, that if you don't feel that watching
Yeah.
that shit, like yo, go
That was a
home.
vibe.
Get the fuck out of here.
'Cause
Like,
when
don't
you
sit here and watch Rocky with me, my nigga. Go
when you
home.
hear fucking Eye of the Tiger right now,
Yeah,
you might,
like,
you might want to go
that's-
run or some shit.
That's
Like,
that, but that was a feel. Like
yeah,
you
that's
watched that
true.
movie, and it was like, yo, go beat Apollo. Like,
Go
nigga,
beat up
like,
Mr. T.
Like we had this conversation one time where I was like, Adrian ain't shit, and I'll tell you why. I could break down the whole reason why Adrian is the worst wife ever.
Because
she
she
ain't
never
She
fucking
ain't
supported
shit. She
him.
never supported that
She
man.
never.
Never.
It was always a fucking problem.
Yes.
Whatever he wanted to
But
do,
at Rocky 2,
I love it.
win.
I love
I
this.
fucking
Win.
hated her. I fucking
Win.
hated her.
That was a win, and
yeah.
but you got the big.
Fucking.
What are we waiting for?
And you know
then
what?
They go in and
And she was fine living in the fucking mansion with the
Yes.
goddamn robot and
Yeah.
fucking all
With
that
the
shit.
mink- She had the mink
She's
coat.
telling the nigga,
She
you
might have
gotta
been one of the bitches on
lose.
YouTube that jump in the Lamborghini and shit.
And
when
then,
the fucking
and then
people
she,
try to approach
you could tell she was getting turned on when Mr. T was like, "I bet you want to be with a real man," and she was like, "Ooh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
listen, like yo,
It was like-
Adrian ain't shit.
No,
It-
she's
it-
trash.
Adrian
She's
ain't
trash.
shit.
Thank,
Adrian
thank
ain't shit.
God she died in the movies. I don't know if she
Yes.
died in real life.
I don't
so
know about
won't say
real
I don't
that.
know about real life.
But-
Character Adrian,
But
was
the
trash.
character, the fictional character, is trash.
Trash.
She was a trash fucking human
Rocky
being.
knew who to write for. Stallone, you knew who to write for. You wrote for niggas that didn't want to deal with trash ass.
He
bitches.
wrote the whole shit himself.
Yeah,
or they
yeah.
did it
No.
with other people.
Rocky,
Rocky-
1 and 2 was literally his.
Rocky 1 and 2.
So it was
and-
only the like 3, 4,
and
and
I
5.
He
think
might have little
was-
help in the later ones,
was
but the first
Rambo.
two was his. And
Well,
Rambo's-
First Blood.
First Blood
Really?
is his shit too. Yeah,
Wow.
he wrote that
See,
shit.
I
like
didn't know that.
people,
Copland, he wrote. He wrote mad movies.
I did not know that.
people
Yeah.
think
He could
that
barely speak.
that's- see, people think that
Oh, man, my
that
nigga, that's my guy.
No,
Oh my
I
God.
fucking love
But-
some Sly Stallone. That fucking dude's
but
the man.
he
In
talks
Ba-
about
in-
that. He
what
put
was it? Balboa? Not to cut you off. In Balboa or was it Creed? I think it was Balboa or one of those movies. He fucking is like 60 or 70 years old, and he embarrasses the shit out of most fucking young
Well,
people.
he used to do at that time when
hard
Rocky Balboa
steroids
came
from
out.
fucking
Nah, he was
Botswana.
boxing because he was being like
steroids from the 70s. still
Steroids from
going.
Botswana.
he
Like he
was
gets
being
the
the
super
host
illegal
of,
shit from
the
zebras.
Contender. He was hosting the Contender, so he was literally still boxing and training.
So Sly Stallone can actually legitimately fuck
Yeah, he'll fuck
somebody
you
up.
up. Yeah,
Well,
he'll fuck you up while his brother sings.
That's fucking amazing
Yeah.
to think about that. I just want to take a moment to think about how he'll be singing "Eye of the Tiger" in the background while fucking Rocky
Wait.
just pummeling the shit out of you.
two things I want to say. He talked about that with the whole mumbling thing, and he said that he did that with First Blood for a reason. Like he was supposed to be like a PTSD guy,
Yeah.
and then he said he
Fucking
did that with
dyslexic
Rocky
bastard.
because he's supposed to be like a not smart guy, like a not
Punchy.
slow.
Nah,
Punchy is-
that's
yeah.
what he
is
was
his
supposed.
word.
But
Yeah.
he
But-
did it great.
Yeah.
But
Did it
to
fucking
to
great.
say it again, what did his brother play the villain in Judge Dredd? Was that his actual brother
I
that
don't
was
think
singing?
that was Sly.
No.
I don't.
Now have
That's
to look,
definitely not
but-
Yeah,
Sly. Yeah,
no,
that's
We're
definitely
gonna look
I
that
can't- I
up
don't think
because they
that's-
really did look the same, and they did supposedly
Nah.
They look
supposed to
very
be
similar,
brothers.
but I don't think that
Yeah.
was him.
God, Judge Dredd was so bad and good at the same. Yo,
It
to have
really
Judge
was.
Dredd and Demolition Man be so bad and so good at the same time just shows how good Stallone is.
Cult classics. They
Yes,
call
yes.
them
yes.
cult classics.
Yeah.
That was
Like
Wow.
I love
amazing
them. We
movies,
watched
and they
Demolition Man.
bombed
Like one
when
day
they
we were
came out.
chilling and we put on Demolition Man and we're like, yo, this movie's fucking epic. Like we remember in lines and shit. It's like, fuck, this movie was fucking great.
and fucking Wesley Snipes with
Yeah.
his goddamn blonde
Yeah.
hair
Listen,
and tax evasion
Simon
ass.
Phoenix.
He's over there just saying, look, you don't got to pay shit on taxes. Trying to tell the cast, like,
Listen, Simon Phoenix
Ain't
is one
nothing
of the
gonna
best
happen.
villains ever. Honestly, the cursing scene when he starts breaking shit and he's learning how the weapons work.
I
and
still want to
everything.
know how the 3 shells work.
Yeah, I
What the fuck?
You don't know the 3C cells?
But I ain't gonna lie,
Rob Schneider knows.
that shit that they put on your head, the shit that they put on your head
Oh,
to
the
have sex.
thing,
I
the
was
sex-
like, yo,
that's beyond
I'll try
sex.
that.
That's
I'll
beyond
I'll
sex.
try that out real
What
quick.
was the name of the bad judge in Judge Dredd?
Judge Dredd.
No, the bad judge.
I
Judge
can't. I just know
Silver?
his face.
Just
I
go
don't
to
remember.
IMDb and look at the face.
I'm looking at the cast.
Yeah, look at the face.
Nigga, if you don't remember the face,
you
But it-
have LASIK surgery.
It shows the fucking face
Use your-
now, not in the face in the movie, you asshole.
Use
Fucking
your
dummy.
Beast Titan
I got a
powers.
fucking,
Isn't he a good
I got a
tracker?
fucking de-age him with my goddamn bionic
nigga-
eyes, you
nigga's-
dummy.
one of his finishing moves is called Perfect Game because the nigga could throw anything and kill. Like, and he just hits everybody.
All right. So while he's looking for
I'm
that,
looking up right
so
now, 'cause
let
you
me
said
let me
you're looking.
just and I don't want to get off the discussion. We're gonna go right back. I'm just trying to, everyone's looking on the phone right now. So we all
Nah,
watched.
I'm here
We
for
all
it.
we all watched
Transition to Scarlet.
the fucking
Widow.
Black Widow. So all right, what are your opinions on it? Since like in a rating of movie, like do you think it's okay? Do you think it was good? Do you think it was great? Do you
All right,
think it sucked?
I'll
Like
start off because I know I'm more paying attention to. I honestly enjoyed it a lot more than I enjoyed the cast of the one-offs coming off of like the original cast like type thing. Is that
yeah,
the way to say it?
yeah.
I'm thinking like I'm trying to
Like
think
the original, it's like a whole new cast.
yeah,
basically,
like
except for-
the spin-off type
yeah.
aspect of it. Out of all of those, besides Doctor Strange, and honestly, I'm an Ant-Man fan. I love those movies.
Because fucking, you got a lot of characters, and you got Paul Rudd in
But
there.
yeah, it's a
fucking
great,
really,
it's
it was a
it-
great,
but it's a
people.
great cast for a good movie.
Mhm.
It literally like punk kicked Captain Marvel in the face.
Yeah.
Like, and
Well,
Nobody
you could
likes
make-
Brie Larson.
I don't even care about her. Like,
No.
honestly, she doesn't matter to me. I know
Not as
he
popular.
he can explain more,
I would
but to me, I don't know what he knows.
Mhm.
I just know that movie with Sam Jackson in it, and me being a Sam Jackson fan, that was the first time I was like underwhelmed. Like I didn't care.
Yeah.
Like the ending, the main fight villain, all of that, I
Mm.
didn't care.
Was it,
I-
was it like one of those? I didn't see this movie.
It was
Was
not
it one of those CGI?
no, because CGI
No,
would
no.
be Dormammu against fucking a Doctor Strange type shit.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
yeah, yeah.
that was cool. I like that. It was an underwhelming character that just didn't matter. He's not cool. Like it was like it wasn't.
Who was the
like,
villain in that movie?
It was what's his name?
It's supposed to be-
but the actor. I'm trying to remember his name. The guy.
Judge Law.
Yeah, Judge, whatever.
Oh, okay.
That guy who does movies that.
But
people
that's not
love
the
in
real
2000s.
villain.
Judd Apatow.
No, he's not.
No,
yeah.
Judd Law.
Okay.
Like he's not the real villain, but he was one
People
of the
named
villains
Judd. What
of the
the fuck is that
physical,
about?
the physical being villain.
No.
Like, because we go through the scrolls, and the scrolls were decent, but they didn't do them great. But it was what it was. But at the end of the day, that movie just
He
it
doesn't
didn't
know.
carry. It didn't work.
I just love looking at
Yeah.
his confused face. Like, what's the scroll?
Yeah, you're just saying fucking words at this point, and they're just not
All right,
registering.
I'll
I'm
break it
pretty
down.
sure it's English.
I'll try
but
to not get
I
too
don't know what the
nerdy.
fuck is happening.
The thing is, the fact of the matter is, what Marvel,
What's the
even
fact of the
in
matter?
the actual comic books, is trying to do this LGBTQ
Mm.
community thing.
Right.
where-
BLTs.
Yeah.
LGBT.
yeah.
Yeah, we calling them
So-
BLTs now.
That's the new thing.
Somebody said to them, just like what they did with Black Panther, but Black Panther was actually decent. It was just like, oh, you made all these movies, but you never made a female superhero solo movie. You never made a black person
Wesley
solo
Snipes
movie.
gets shit on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm sorry, I had to cut you off because
How do you
the
figure?
disrespect
How do you figure?
for people saying that Black Panther was the first black
Nah, son.
movie,
He's gonna be
like
alright.
a black
He's coming back.
superhero led
I
movie.
guarantee you, he's gonna
where-
be in the new Blade.
Nobody,
Wesley Snipes
I guarantee
Was
he's
a
gonna
never
be in
black-
the
gets
Blade.
Nobody-
recognized,
but see,
and that movie wasn't bad. The
No.
first one.
No,
The
the
first
first two
two.
Blades of
yeah,
fire.
that's what I'm saying. Like they're not
Like,
bad movies,
Like, those
and I'm
movies
just
was
trying to think.
fucking fire.
I know the first one wasn't like critically accepted, I guess. you would
Listen,
say.
because it's
but
rated
that's
R.
what makes it better.
but it
It's-
was a great
listen,
movie. Like
honestly,
I watched that
listen,
movie now.
the second one is good because of certain things about it.
Mm.
But I will honestly
Trinity
say the
sucked,
first Blade was the darker, cooler
Yes.
vibe of it.
100%.
Like the character at the end, I forgot what's his name that he fought the Deacon Frost nigga. I think
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah,
Deacon
yeah,
Frost.
Yeah, damn, I'm good. I'm ready to go. I'm out here potting today.
Pat yourself on the back. Don't hurt your arm. Go ahead.
Nah, man. It's fucking that shit.
Deacon.
Like that whole shit. Like when he gets out and he does the whole fight and then he gets the glasses.
Yeah.
Like like
The whole
that's
shit.
what makes movies like when you build up like shit where
And-
you get to finally see like the main character touch that nigga. This is what wrestling like. I always bring shit back to wrestling.
right? Because
Where
that's
it's like
where
it
the
has
audience
to
is supposed
make
to pop,
sense.
basically.
Yo, but that's the thing. Like people disrespect wrestling, but it always goes back to wrestling.
Wrestling
Like,
fans are always going to associate it with what they love.
yeah.
So I mean, that's a given. But can I just say, and Wesley Snipes was one of the first ones to start putting those one-liner quips
Oh, he's great
into
at
the
them, though.
movie
He's great at them.
before the fucking Marvel Avengers were doing that shit.
What this is what they always say. Like, no, but the thing only with Blade, nobody, because you're thinking about a community now. That was before nerds was supposed to be cool. This is the time where you guys are making fun of me for like in Sin City. And you guys are like,
I love
meanwhile,
Blade before I even knew about Sin City.
shut your
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
So there's the time.
Blade was fucking awesome.
There's the time where
Nigga, we were watching that
Blade
shit.
was fucking
there's
awesome.
the time where I can
Can't even fucking knock that one.
legitimately go to Comic-Con on a whim. Like, oh, it's this weekend, I'll buy it. Now you got to do half a year in advance to get the ticket.
That's true.
So
That's fair.
the
Times are
nerd,
different.
the nerd culture wasn't there, so nobody knew because you're coming off of. But because wait, like the whole thing that attracted people to it wasn't. It's a Marvel superhero character. Nobody knew that it was vampires, because
Yeah.
vampires were popping. Because
But-
you had Underworld, you had the black suit, leather, Matrix kind of look. So they looked at it. They didn't look at it as nobody to this day.
And
like
he was busting ass doing his karate.
yeah, because he was a
Passenger 57 the
legitimate
fuck out of some
martial artist.
vampires.
So it was just like Marvel, like I think Marvel owned him at the time, but it wasn't a Marvel Studios like now. So it was just like they put that out, fucking great. 2 out, great. 3 sucked. At that time,
But
X-Men
Jessica
came
Biel
out.
was hot.
X-Men came out with their, because that's when Fox owned it with their leather suits. Because again, Matrix was popping and all that at the time.
Yeah, they
Even
really
Sin
loved their
City,
leather for some reason.
Sin City was popping and everything was dark and gritty. So it was just kind of like blah blah blah. And it wasn't until Spider-Man came out that they could do Iron Man, because when Spider-Man, because it was Hulk first, everyone hated that movie. Then
They did
Spider-Man,
it 3 times.
yeah, but
They
the
did
second
fucking Ed Norton.
Ed Norton's was good, and they only
forget
did
the
2
other-
movies.
the
No,
Hulks?
because they did
They-
the Banner guy. I
they
forget
did
his
Eric
name.
No, they
Bana.
did that. Yeah, and
Eric
Bana?
Bana was none. Everyone hated that. That was
Right,
before.
that was the
Flash
first one.
Yeah.
and
Then they did Ed
that
Norton,
with
which was
Norton,
great.
yeah.
Great,
Yeah.
and
Ed
then
Norton was really good in that.
and then Ed Norton,
And then they gave it over to Ruffalo. Mark
Ruffalo,
But it
Ruffalo,
went to Mark, but that was
who's pretty good.
not.
All
And
considered.
it's no
I
hate on
didn't-
Mark Ruffalo. It's just that they couldn't make a deal with Edward Norton.
Yeah.
It's just
It
It
was
was fucking
Edward-
American
it was-
History Act. He
yeah.
just felt like he just went in there just shirtless trying to
you
negotiate a
can't
deal and
really
shit.
get mad at a nigga that has a track record of good movies.
yeah.
You know,
So
He's
He
not
had no
fucking-
flops.
he's not Terrence Howard, who was like, my nigga, I was watching you with hood movies.
Oh, Hustle
Like
and Flow.
Hustle and Flow is a hood movie.
Hustle
You
and
have
Flow.
no bargaining chip. You have to build
I
yourself
can't
up.
even think of like another like a big huge.
He's
movie, other
been,
than Crash.
he's been an extra. He's extras and shit like Sunset Park.
But like that's what I'm saying, like a
Spaceman,
head,
like,
a movie where
yeah.
he's
no,
headlining.
headlining, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of something
But
other than
Hustle
Crash
and-
where he was
Because
good in.
the Hustle and like the real quick to break it down, that Hustle and Flow explosion
Mhm.
came with I forgot the other movie that came out.
Was it
But
Crash?
Yeah, Crash. Maybe it was Crash. That it came out with that
I said it like
indie
4 fucking times.
that indie vibe where it
God
was
damn,
like
not
He's not
listening,
listening.
bastard.
so it was like like
Why do you wear
He's-
headphones and you don't wear headphones?
I don't wear headphones. I don't need them.
Well,
They-
no,
You
this-
can't hear yourself screaming into the fucking microphone and hear
Yes.
all three like
Yes.
But
all three of
this
us
is the
yelling into
thing.
it.
There's a reason why I want him to get to start wearing
A
headphones.
uniform? I was
because,
waiting for him to say.
Yeah.
I need you to start dressing like a fucking
Because,
UPS man when you deliver this mail.
like, even when my sister's here,
And you
when-
got to be here on time.
when you're doing
No more
this,
late start shit.
when you're doing this, they don't hear it, but I hear all the.
Who's doing?
Listen,
who's
I
jerking
will-
the fucking?
No, I'm
mic
saying,
stand
like,
off?
'cause
Because
even
I
with
move
him,
my shit a lot.
So like
oh,
that,
yeah,
he
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
hear like the bump bump.
I can
and on
see
top
that,
of
when,
that,
like, 'cause
he-
I've done it because I've adjusted my.
He
where I'm
he
sitting,
wants
like,
a
twice already.
soundboard too, but it's kind of like you'll be pressing a button, but you're not going to hear it. It's
I
going
don't
to the
need to hear it. I
computer.
just know what's
Oh,
going
so he'll be doing car crashes and
Yeah,
gunshots
and he wasn't even know like,
making
what he's
your
doing.
6 audience members deaf.
Yeah,
See, that's
So,
fucked up. You got to
anyway, it's
see,
it's
there's a
agreeable
negotiation tactic. If you want the soundboard, you got to dress in the fucking
attire.
UPS uniform
Have a
with
fucking
the headphones.
headphones, motherfucker.
And it's got to be the
So-
Beats by Dre, so you can get
The
some
only
sponsorship.
shit that I'm gonna do is if he has something Bluetooth wise, then we could do it that way.
We can't.
Wha-
Nigga, we,
Why wouldn't you be able to do it
Nigga, we
Bluetooth wise?
broke.
Because there's
He
nothing.
said because we broke.
There's no wire
You
long
gotta-
enough.
you gotta
I don't
get
have
some-
a wire long enough to connect to it.
I have wires
There's
long enough.
plenty of
We
wires. You
did
could
this
run it
at
behind your
fucking
shitty
Yahira's
green
house
screen.
when we
I'm not
all did a
wearing big- I'm
podcast
not wearing
before.
big headphones.
So then wear an earbud,
That's what I want to wear.
just at least in one ear.
And no one's saying he can't do that. Just
feel
bring
like
him the
I was-
fuck in.
I feel like I was
derailed
told.
the fuck out of this podcast.
I feel like
just
that's
now
what I
by
was
starting
told.
this.
That's what I feel like I was told.
No, I wear them because I
Look
don't
at the
like
dissension in the
earbuds. I
ranks.
like
I've just threw a little
Nah,
bomb
at
and
the
just
end
let
of
it
the day,
go off
doesn't matter.
between you.
I don't move my shit that much. His sister moves it more.
Yeah.
But
It's not even that she
Yeah.
moves it. She goes
Fucking
like
singing on the
she goes-
goddamn thing, just
Yeah.
like
swinging it around.
she'll go like this. Like when you, this is why I like hearing the headphone, because even with me, where it's kind of like people don't understand what they're doing, because even messing with the wire,
Oh, it makes
you hear-
noise. You can hear it.
you can
Yeah.
hear it. So, but you're not thinking about it, especially if you're in a conversation. You're going like this, and you're just moving around, and you're doing this. You don't know your voice is not getting heard.
Do they
So
do
you're
that
just
with their
like-
eyes too? Because it looks fucking.
I don't know about the
It's
eyes.
goddamn terrifying right now.
But yeah,
But
that's
anyway,
all the
what we're
shit.
going
So
So
back to
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
I enjoyed the movie, not being a hardcore Marvel nerd fan, but I didn't enjoy it for Scarlett Johansson
Look at the screen while he's talking.
as much as I enjoyed it for the other chick, the blonde, the sister.
I think she's hot too, but
I thought
Scarlett
she was
Johansson has
better
a,
in the movie. I thought she was more compelling in the movie than Scarlett Johansson.
but that's a good thing because Scarlett's done.
I'm kind of glad. I think Scarlett Johansson is hot, but I'm just not a huge fan of her work. I think she's kind of like
I'll give you that. She hasn't
very
put out anything.
monotone. Like she's very like, I mean, she's gorgeous,
Of course,
100%,
yes.
gorgeous, amazing body.
You
and
see
stuff.
those nudes?
Yes,
Yes.
of course. I immediately ran to the internet when I heard that. But like as far as her work, like I'm like acting or whatever, I'm
Mhm.
just not a fan. I thought the other girl has more charisma.
Yeah.
Is more funny with her one-liners and her delivery and shit.
Well, that was the whole point.
I was like,
I
like,
think-
oh, she's fucking better. She's the future.
But see, this
I don't know if
and-
they wanted her to be overshadowed or if that was just my
no,
perception of it. Though.
because technically,
The other guy was
Scarlett
good too.
Johansson. Wow, I was about to do some comedian thing, whatever their podcast, but Scarlett Johansson's.
I mean,
thing,
you're just gonna just throw it in there and just kind of ignore it.
Yeah.
Just not even.
I don't know. You know Jim Norton.
Yeah, of course I know Jim Norton.
You know his character Chip Chipperson.
Yeah.
He has a podcast and he calls her Scarlett Johannesburg. But I was about to just say that. But what do you call it? She's dead technically in the Marvel universe because Black Widow
Yes.
takes place.
Because
You know,
fucking
Infinity-
Hawkeye kicked her off the ledge like in 300.
Yeah.
Sparta! Boom!
You
And just
bitch.
punched her off the fucking edge of the world in front of Red Skull.
But it's good that they push the other girl because if she's gonna supposedly like be the next Black Widow, and I enjoyed her charisma. I liked like the joke when she was like,
When she
"Why do
did
you do this thing?"
the
where you-"
pose,
Yeah.
that shit was fucking hysterical.
And then she did
And
it.
she
She's
did
like,
it.
"Ugh."
Yeah.
But and on top of that, I think she's really cute too.
yes.
And I was just like, all right, cool. Like you get another good-looking girl, and she could act. So like she's very, like you said, like I think she has her personality. And on top of that, it was just like they all got stunt doubles. So it was just like I'm not gonna be worried about her doing all the fucking moves. It's not them doing it. So who cares? It was just like as
Was
long
that
as she
ever a
was,
thought? Like, is that a thing?
no,
that people,
I feel like people would do that. Like they'll be like, oh,
because Scarlett Johannesburg is not fucking backflipping or doing. She's doing the fucking Liam Nielsen of this shit, where they
Mhm.
take 52 cuts of a shot where
Yeah.
she's throwing a punch or doing the fucking Hurricane Rana on
Yeah.
somebody's fucking head, flipping
Nah.
them backwards.
Sound like a hater.
They're taking because they're doing it with everybody. Nobody's out here unless you're Unbach. Unless you're Unbach, you're not doing
Hey,
the fucking shit.
hey.
Or Keanu Reeves, in fairness.
Hey,
Because
Oh,
that
yeah, because
fucker-
Keanu Reeves is
That
actually
Jack-
fucker
doing
is
it.
getting after it.
you're gonna just
Have
leave
you
out
not
Jackie
seen-
Chan.
Have you
You're
not
gonna
seen-
leave out Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
He
all right,
doesn't-
100% Jackie
that's
Chan
why he
because Jackie
doesn't
Chan's
deserve
doing
to
his
be
stunt, his
on
own
it. 'Cause he
stunt.
doesn't even know the link, like the Kings, the real.
Oh, he said you don't
Yeah, I
know
never seen
Kings.
fucking Rumble in the Bronx. Like, get the fuck
No,
outta
nigga,
here.
but you should
no,
know.
no, 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 no,
You
no,
should
no,
know
no, no,
Jackie
no, no,
Chan off the rip.
Of
Should have been the
100%.
first
I'm not
person
gonna
that
sit here
came
and
out
name the
somehow.
goddamn trilogy, the fucking the Mount Rushmore, of this shit. I'm fucking talking about this person in particular. I'm talking about recent shit.
You want to talk
When was
about
Jackie
shit?
Chan's last movie where he's sliding through a goddamn ladder
Whatever the
to kick a
last-
nick in the
that
face?
movie
like,
that
what
he
the
was
fuck?
like
It
coming to
fucking
get
upset me
his
now.
daughter that got kidnapped, or whatever the fuck
I
it
watched
was.
that movie.
I didn't
Yeah.
see it. How
Yeah.
was it?
It
I
was.
haven't watched movies in forever.
It's you gotta
This
understand.
is the worst podcast for me to be on. I don't watch shit.
It's not. It's not an action-packed movie. It's more of like a drama.
He's fucking 70 years old at this point, isn't
But he does action in it. He still does work. It's
And I'm
just
sure
that,
he does it himself too.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
he's fucking
Like this
the G.
motherfucker's going
Like,
through vents.
I don't
and
like
coming
Andrew,
out.
but this is the one instance where I actually fucking agree with this goddamn fucking Oompa Loompa looking motherfucker. He
I'm the one who
100%.
said Jackie Chan. You discredit me like this fucking
Well,
nigga
I
again.
can't credit anybody wearing that fucking shirt. So let's
Go
move
for it.
on amicably.
Oh, but I can't credit anybody that's not on camera who's a pussy.
You have me on camera right there, apparently. You have my goddamn fucking eyeballs and hair, and you got the hairline fucked up because mine starts way further back. I've got the LeBron going on. But anyway.
LeBron ain't even that disrespecting.
Oh
Bro,
shit.
bro,
Stephen,
you gonna talk
Stephen
about
A
me?
looks at you and says, "Shit,
No,
my
hold
hairline
on.
is fucking
Hold on.
great."
You ain't had hair since the 6th grade, goddammit. Don't fucking play with me.
One,
Don't fucking play
I
with
had
me.
amazing hair.
You had a goddamn Jufro. You
Has-
look like the fucking redhead kid from
has
South Park.
behind
And then you
all
were
that.
bald in the
This
6th
nigga,
grade.
he's
Get
so
the fuck
mad
outta
that
here.
I had amazing
Get the
hair
fuck
when I had
out of
hair.
here. For like
That
6
shit gets
years.
me so mad.
You had it for like 6 years.
Nigga,
This shit don't
6
even
years?
fucking count.
Nigga, I'm a dynasty.
Get the fuck out
I'm
of
a
here.
dynasty. I'm
Get
a
the
fucking
fuck
dynasty
outta
then.
here.
I am a motherfucking dynasty. This nigga mad because Stephen A.
You
and
motherfucking
LeBron
ad
have
for
his
Hair Club
hairline.
for Men. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Nigga, you the ad. You the nigga for
I
the
still
spray.
got hair.
You are the ad for the nigga that they be like, yo, look at the spray.
That black spray paint shit. Who's that? Who's that? The fucking the NBA dude that did that shit. But his shit was
LeBron,
leaking. No, not
Carlos
LeBron.
Boozer.
Yeah.
Man, niggas did that shit. Oh yeah.
Shit's dripping down their forehead when they running. Like,
That's
the fuck
fucked up.
out of here.
That's fucked up. I don't know how we got off that, but
I don't even know, but
quickly
that was fucking
do
hilarious.
it. You
Quick
thought it was
segue.
good.
Nah,
I-
we all thought fucked with
I
it.
thought it was good. You thought it was
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Into the extra shit.
And then
because
the
it doesn't even
end credit
matter.
scene, spoiler alert, it's the Madam Hydra from fucking Winter Soldier comes up to her and basically tells her to go after Hawkeye, and then because they said that that's who killed Scarlet Witch, her sister, and then that's how they're gonna introduce. So on to the next topic.